Hi yogis, today I've got a 45-minute warrior vinyasa flow, which is all about discipline and finding that inner strength. I did get a little bit sweaty, so it's quite a warm practice, so just make sure that you're ready for that. We're going to start it seated, and as always, if you want some music on while you're flowing, you can go on my Spotify and choose a playlist. At the end, leave me a like, leave me a comment, tell me what discipline looks like for you at the moment, and as always, share and subscribe it. But if you're ready, warriors, let's go. Welcome yogis to your warrior vinyasa flow. Today's practice is all about tapas. Not quite the delicious tapas that I wish I was nibbling on right now. This tapas is a little bit different. It means from Sanskrit discipline or fiery determination. And it's one of the niyamas from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, which talks about using, channeling and focusing our energy to achieve that greater purpose, rather than giving in to that inner voice, that inner weakness that wants to be satisfied. It's about delaying that and staying strong, cultivating discipline for that greater reward. So that's what we're going to weave in throughout our practice today, our warrior flow, moving through the different postures in our asana class. We're going to start today's practice with Kapalabhati breathing, which is also known as skull polishing breath, which is not as scary as it sounds. It's a very energizing breath. We're going to be using our diaphragm to pump air quickly in and out of our body. And we're going to do 3 rounds of 30 seconds each. I'm going to set the pace for the breathing, but if you want to take it a bit slower, or if you're experienced and you want to take it a little bit faster, then you can do that with your own breath. I'll quickly demonstrate it first. But you're going to sit up tall, upright, so that your lungs and chest are open, ready to take in those deep breaths. And I like to place my hand just on my belly so I can feel that pumping motion, but the movement comes from the diaphragm muscle, pumping that air in and out. So it'll look a little bit like this. So it's a really quick breathing in succession. And as I said, we're going to do 3 rounds of this. If at any point it doesn't feel comfortable, then you can just return to your normal breathing. But it's, as I said, a really nice, energizing breath, better than a cup of coffee. If you're feeling a little bit lethargic or it was a bit tough to come to your mat, if discipline brought you here, then this will certainly bring you into the zone. So let's just take a cleansing breath just to arrive and reset everything on our mat. So just inhale deeply through your nose. And then just exhaling everything out. I recommend having your eyes closed for this breath work. It helps you just to get into the zone and to concentrate on the breath and the movement, and also breathing like this with your eyes open looks a little bit scary. So I'm going to close down my eyes and invite you to do so. So just to begin with, take a deep breath in, fill your lungs. Place your hand on your belly ready for that pumping motion, and then begin 30 seconds Kapalabhati. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale everything out. Exhale, squeeze all the air out. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And then inhale, inflate, expand. Inhale a little bit more and hold. And then exhale, finishing off our first round. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here and go straight into our second. Observe any changes, any sensations throughout. So let's start with our second round. Inhale. And begin 30 seconds. Five seconds, yogis, keep going. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale everything out. Squeeze it out your lungs. Empty. And then inhale, expand. Inhale a little bit more at the top and hold. And then exhale, sinking down. Few full rounds of breath here, ready for our last round. So inhale to prepare. 30 seconds, last round, and go. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale, squeeze all the air out from your lungs. And then inhale, fill up as much as you can, even at the top, fill up a little bit more, and hold. And then exhale everything out. And just observe any sensations that you've created. If you feel a little bit more clarity, a bit more awareness, a bit more energized, ready to move, ready to flow. Pumping this blood, oxygen around your body with this quick, successive breaths. Beautiful. So just starting our asana class in our first posture, balasana, into child's pose. You can choose to have your knees a little bit wider if you want to get that nice deep back stretch, and then just sink into the posture. Arriving here. A little contemplation, how discipline has shown up for you today. Like I mentioned earlier, perhaps arriving to your mat took a lot of discipline, took a lot of listening to that voice. Perhaps you're following a food regime. Perhaps you bit your tongue instead of speaking out today to keep the peace. Those kind of things. When we listen to that deeper part of ourself, that part of ourself that knows the best for us. And not listening to that scatty voice that wants to be satisfied, that wants our desires right now. It's all about postponing delayed gratification for that greater reward. So if it took a bit of discipline to get to your mat today, well done. You listened. And you did what's best for you. Just lifting out of your balasana into tabletop. Starting to move through cat-cow, connecting breath to movement. Inhaling, dropping the belly to lift the gaze. Exhale, squeeze it out to cat. Inhale, lift the gaze. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Back to neutral, tabletop. Circumduction of the spine. So start this skipping rope-like motion with your spine. Try to keep your shoulders and your hips, pelvis still, and just do these circular movements like someone's jumping over your spine as you move it round. Or like a washing machine. And then just change the direction. So just observing how discipline shows up in your day. Set your intention for your class to cultivate that inner strength, that perseverance. How can you take your discipline off the mat? Where can it show up? Where can you tune in to that voice that comes from the deeper part of ourself that knows the best for us. So that's what we're trying to listen to off the mat, bringing it back to stillness. Take your right leg out long and then cross it over your left, and then just look over your left shoulder. Just get a side bend in the right side of the body. You're kind of crunching your left side in so that you can open up and breathe into that right side. Expand. Enjoy the stretch. And then bring that knee in, extend the left leg out long, cross it over the right, and then just look over your right shoulder, now opening up the left side of the body. Feel that delicious space that's opened up and breathe into it. And then knee together with the other one on the mat. And then just look over your right shoulder, left shoulder, just knock your body, still taking those side bends, warming up our spine for our movements and our warriors. Back to neutral. Bringing the left hand in a little bit closer into the center, just so you've got that balance. Still on your left hand side, but just directly underneath your shoulder. Extend the left leg out long, extend the right leg out long, and feel where that center, that balance is, that center of gravity, perhaps directly underneath your belly button, and focus on it there. Take an inhale, and then exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale and expand, reach. Exhale, together. Inhale to reach. Exhale to crunch. Last time this side, inhale, reach. Exhale and crunch. Plant that hand and let's set up for the other side. So extending now the right leg out long, left arm out long, reach, take a little bit of flight if you wish. Inhale to prepare, and then exhale, crunch. Inhale and reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale, reach. Exhale, crunch. Inhale and reach. And plant the hands back into your tabletop position. So setting up for a downward dog, make sure your fingers are spread so you've got that support. And start to lift the hips up to the air, grounding your heels to the ground. They don't have to touch, but just allowing that length in the legs and the spine, keeping a micro bend in the knees. And just take your down dog a little bit wider than usual. We're just going to move from down dog to our up dog. So take an inhale and move your body. You can come onto your knees, make it a little bit supported. And then exhale back to downward dog. Inhale, dropping the knees, bringing your body through that space in between your arms. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, bringing it forward. Exhale, down dog. 2 more sets. Inhale through. Exhale, down dog. Inhale through. And then exhale, downward dog. A little bit of movement in your legs, just walk your dog. Stretch one leg at a time. And then looking towards your hands, crisscross your legs, walking like you're in a catwalk. Crisscross all the way to your hands until eventually the hands and feet meet. And then inhale halfway. Take a moment here just to regulate, not getting up too fast. You don't want to tip over. And then exhale, bow down. Inhale, sweep the hands all the way up Exhale, hands Anjali Mudra at your heart. So we'll warm up our body with a few sun salutations, and then we'll start to move through our warrior flow. So take an inhale, sweep your hands up. Exhale, bow down. Inhale to halfway. Exhale, plant your hands. Always an option throughout this practice. When I say chaturanga, come through your knees, lifting to low cobra, or take chaturanga, lowering your whole body down through your plank. Inhale, reset, and then exhale, you can hop or walk, hands to feet, feet to hands. Inhale halfway, exhale and bow. Inhale, expand and sweep your hands up. Exhaling, hands to our starting position. Let's go again. Inhale, reach. Exhale to bow. Inhale to halfway. Exhale, plant the hands. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. Exhaling as you move back through to your downward dog. Inhale. Then on your exhale, walking your feet or hopping to your hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Big movement all the way up. Inhaling, reach. Hands at heart center. Last round. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale and bow. Inhale halfway. And then exhale, plant the hands, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or low cobra. And then exhale, downward dog. Your reset inhale. And then exhale, just walking or a little hop to your hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Sweep the hands. Inhale, reach up. And hands to heart center. So observe your body now. Feel a bit warmer, your breath a little bit deeper. Muscles nice and relaxed, ready to move through our 5 different warriors. So traditionally there's warrior 1, warrior 2, warrior 3, but we're going to add in reverse warrior and devoted warrior. So let's call them warrior 4 and 5. Virabhadasana 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Throughout the warrior flow, there's going to be a chance to do 6 chaturangas. If you're not feeling that today, you can always skip your chaturangas. You can decide if you want to go through your knees or take your body down in a plank movement, but it's your practice. So do whatever you feel comfortable with, but there is always that option for a chaturanga. Before we move through the flow, let's get a feel for our warriors. Let's feel strong, cultivate that discipline and our inner strength in our warrior poses. So just standing lengthways on your mat, inhale, reach up. And then exhale, step that right foot back into warrior 1. So hips facing forward, arms overhead. I like to clasp my hands just so I've got that support and strength. And then just a little look down at your alignment. So that front heel meeting with the arch of the back foot either parallel 45 degrees at the back of the mat. Hips facing over your front knee. And that's your strong warrior 1. And then exhale, turn the hips to the side, find a warrior 2. So the feet shouldn't have changed, but our hips have now rotated to the side. Our arms have come out to either side. We're gazing over our front fingertips in a strong warrior 2. And then sweep that hand up, come into a high lunge. We're going to find warrior 3. So then inhale, just start to take a bit of flight. So this is warrior 3, having your body in that linear position from your hands to your feet. We're going to put our hands in airplane arms just to start to tip forward. So this is still warrior 3, wherever you get to. So you just need to find your limit and find your range. Doesn't matter what it looks like. Doesn't matter where you get to. You just want to try and avoid face planting the floor. So that's a warrior 3. And then step that right foot behind you, back into that stance for our warrior 2, our warrior 1. And then find that warrior 4, that reversed warrior, sweep it back. So now you've got that opening in the front part of the body. And then let's go for a devoted warrior. So clasp your hands together and into that space right in front of your torso, just bow down. And again, you don't need to start kissing the floor here. It's just finding a forward fold into that space. And then inhale up, let your feet meet, and let's find each pose on the other side. So exhale, step that left foot back, warrior 1, hips facing forward. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, little sweep of the arms through high lunge, and then use some momentum to find some lift. Sweep the hands into aeroplane arms. You can always have them out in front as well, but that is going to change your center of gravity. It's going to be a little bit more of a challenge for your core and your upper back strength. So don't worry, but that is an option. And then step that left foot back into your warrior 2 stance. Sweep it back, reverse the warrior. And then coming back, let the hands meet behind your back. Inhale. And then exhale. Bow into that space. Devoted warrior. Inhale. Sweep the hands up. And then exhale. Let your hands meet. So that's our 5 warrior poses, or our Virabhadrasana. I can barely speak English, never mind the Sanskrit. Virabhadrasana 1, 2, 3, and then the 4 and 5, which were added on. So that's what we're going to flow through. And at the end of each side is a chaturanga, which is always an option. So just take a few breaths into Tadasana, ready to flow. We're going to do 3 sets on each side. At any point, you can hit pause and take a break. But find that soft edge between discipline and being kind to yourself. Use your breath to connect the movement, and it will make things nice and easy. Maybe easy is the wrong word. It'll assist you. The breath is there to help you, so don't hold your breath. Just keep breathing. Listen to my cues, but if that doesn't work, find your own rhythm. And let's go. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, step back to warrior 1. Inhale. Exhale, warrior 2. Inhale, sweep up. And then exhale, find flight in your warrior 3. Inhale, gently with control, step that foot back. And then sweep it back, reverse the warrior. And then on your exhale, clasp your hands, bow into your devoted warrior. Inhale up to high lunge. And then exhale, frame that front foot, come down, big movement. Find a plank and then option for your chaturangas. That's how it's going to look at the end of each flow. Inhaling up. Exhale, bow. Downward dog. Inhale. On your exhale, walk or hop towards your hands. Inhale halfway. Exhale and bow. Inhale, sweep your hands up. Step that left foot back, find warrior 1. On your exhale, into warrior 2, transition. On your inhale, sweep forward. Turn that heel to face the front and then find some flight. On your exhale, warrior 3. With control on your inhale, step that foot back, reverse, sweep it. into a warrior. And then exhaling, clasping the hands together, bow down, devotion. Inhale into high lunge, so just turning that back heel forward. And then exhale, frame that front foot, find plank and find chaturanga. Inhale, low cobra or up dog. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale for a reset. And then exhale, step or hop. Inhaling halfway. Exhale and bow. Inhale and reach. And then exhale, your hands to heart center. That was our first round. Let's go straight in with our next warrior flow. Inhale, sweep up. Step that right foot back, warrior one. On your exhale, into warrior two. Inhale, sweep the hands. Find some flight, warrior three. Inhale with control, step that foot back. And then straight into a reverse warrior. Ready to clasp the hands on your exhale and bow. Inhale just through a little high lunge, just so that we can find that movement to come all the way down to the ground. In through chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, low cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale and reset. Exhale, step or hop. Inhale halfway. Exhale and fold. Inhale, all the way up. Left side, left foot back, warrior one. On your exhale, warrior two. On your inhale, find some flight. Exhaling in your warrior three. Inhale, controlled landing with your foot. Reverse warrior. And then exhale, devote yourself to your discipline and bow down. Beautiful, strong warriors in this dance-like flow. Inhale, high lunge. And then exhale, coming down. Option for your chaturanga, whichever version you'd like to take. Inhale up. Exhale. Let's back to downward dog. Inhale, reset. Exhale, hop or walk. Inhaling to a halfway. Exhale and fold. And then inhale. Sweep the hands all the way up. Exhaling your hands to heart center. Let's flow through our last round. I wish I had some air conditioning right now. I should have opened the window. Inhale, reset. Exhale, step that right foot back. High lunge, warrior one. I'm going delirious in the heat. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, ready to take some flight, warrior three. With control, land that right foot and sweep it back, reverse warrior. Exhale, devoted warrior, bow down. Inhale, just up to a high lunge, just so that we can find that bowing down, framing that front foot through chaturanga. Inhaling to up dog or low cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, reset. Exhale, hop or walk. Inhale to halfway. Exhale and bow. Inhale, hands all the way up and reach. Let's flow through our left warriors, left foot back, warrior one. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, let's take some flight through warrior three. With control, left foot to land, sweep it back. And then exhale, finding devotion in your final warrior and bow. Inhale, up through high lunge, and an option to take your final chaturanga as we bow down, either through your knees or the full body. Inhaling, low cobra or up dog. And then exhale into balasana, into child's pose. And take some nice deep breaths here. Well done, yogis. It was a beautiful dance-like flow, but it wasn't easy. So just recover, let your breath return to normal. I need a sweat towel. So if you're feeling that heat, then that's great. Nice full body breaths here. Finding some stillness in your child's pose. So well done for your discipline, well done for flowing through that movement. Discipline is the difference between choosing what you want now over what's best for you. So if you know what's best for you, then sometimes we have to sacrifice those things that we're seeking in the moment, knowing that there's greater reward waiting for us. So take that off your mat. As you leave, listen to that voice that knows best. So let's cool down our practice with some nice deep stretches. Again, a big part of the asana, the discipline part, is not just flowing, moving your body, it's also slowing it down and finding stillness. Discipline in your stillness is just as important in yoga. So just find downward dog so that we can set up for a pigeon pose. Inhale, lift the right leg up, three-legged dog. And then on the exhale, right knee to right hand, allow the shin to fall on the mat, and then just take some wiggles and adjustments so that you can sit comfortably in a pigeon stretch. You can stay raised, king pigeon, or into a sleepy pigeon, and just, it will take that stretch a little bit deeper, so listen to your body. If you want to come onto your forearms, if you want to bow down all the way to the floor, adjust your feet as necessary. If you want to adjust your right foot to a bit more of in the direction of a right angle with your mat, then again that will take the stretch really deep in your glutes and quads. So let's settle here with some nice deep breaths, enjoying this stretch. Three more full rounds of breath. And then slowly, very slowly, climbing out of the pigeon. Adjust your legs, wiggle up if you need to, and then we'll just take a little lift with our right leg, just to take a little counter stretch as we plant that right foot down. Inhale, lift the left leg up, and then sweep left knee to left hand. Make your adjustments so that this pose is accessible and comfortable. Observe how it feels on this side as well, if it's any different, easier, more difficult, and respect that. Don't go too deep. Option for your sleepy pigeon. Just coming down. 3 full rounds of breath in this pigeon stretch. So again, reminding you in asana, it doesn't matter how slow you go. It's just as long as you don't stop. That's our discipline. Sometimes the results take a while. Discipline is a constant climb. There's nowhere where you arrive and you say, I'm disciplined now, everything will be easier. No. There's always a boulder to push up the hill. However, what's on your side is the habits. Your brain, your body can adapt to habits. So once you push past that discipline, then things do get a little bit easier as your body adjusts to new diets, new routines, new movements. So that's in your favor, but it does take that discipline to get there. Climbing out of your pigeon, lift the left leg up. Take a little counter stretch and then plant that foot down onto your knees and then just turn your body around onto your sit bones. Face your legs directly in front of you. Flex your toes towards your body and then inhale, reach up. And then as you exhale, start to move first from the lumbar spine, so from the bottom of the back. And then you'll reach a point where you can't get any further. Then you can start to introduce the thoracic spine, so the bend comes from a bit further up. And again, you'll reach a point where you can't go any further. And then you can introduce the cervical spine into your neck. So just allowing each part of our spine to be lengthened and accessed, making sure that we're getting the full benefits of this forward fold. Hands can be on your shins, on the mat, perhaps reaching towards your toes. And 3 full rounds of breath in your forward fold. So how is discipline going to look for the rest of your day? How is it going to look off the mat? What voices have you been perhaps ignoring or silencing? How are you going to listen to what's best for you? I like to ask myself when those situations arrive, I just ask myself, what are you doing? And then that kind of questioning, that contemplation, just allows that little bit of space to listen to what's best and go with the right option. So every time you find that you're reaching for that something that you've been trying to avoid or put off or whatever it is, just ask yourself, what are you doing? And it just puts you back in that perspective. Inhale slowly out of your forward fold. Beautiful. So just allow some space for your head now. Come down into supine and cross your right leg over your left and just knock your knees over to the left side. Take your gaze over to the right. Arms out to a T or on your leg for some support and just sink into this spinal twist. It takes a lot of discipline to be a warrior, and that's what we've been today, yogis. Flowing through our warrior dance, and arriving to our mat. You've already done the hard part. The rest is for you to embed off the mat. Bringing your knees back to center, uncross them and just cross them the other way. And let's take a spinal twist to the other side. And then inhale, knees back through center. Uncross the legs. Yogi's choice now, if there's anything you feel that you need. Listen to what's best for you. That's what we've been working on throughout the practice. But if Shavasana is calling you, then of course, allow your body to melt now into Shavasana. Tucking those shoulder blades together, your palms out to the side, legs spread on the mat, closing down your eyes. Observe how your discipline, how you've cultivated that throughout this practice. Take some minutes, some moments just to revisit your intention. How is discipline going to look for you off the mat? What are you working on? How can you be better? How can you be kind to yourself throughout the failures? It's just a hiccup. You just get back on it. So yogis, if you could spend a bit more time in that contemplation in your Shavasana, 5-10 minutes, then please feel free, hit pause and enjoy that. But if you're ready, just some movement in the toes and fingertips. Allow your neck to move from side to side. And then gently bringing your knees and feet towards your hips and then just knock yourself over to one side. Pause in here just for a moment. Taking a moment to be grateful for your health. To be grateful for that inner wisdom, that discipline, for your listening to your voice today to bring you to your mat for your practice. As always, yogis, grateful for your safety and your freedom. And then find something else that you are grateful for. Whatever it might be, feel it all around your body. Feel the warmth of it flooding your veins. And say out loud or in your mind, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. And then slowly, just peeling yourself from the mat, coming up to a seated position, joining me here to close our practice together. Hands at prayer, closing down the eyes. And let's finish together. Lifting your hands up to your forehead to go forward from here with kind and loving thoughts. Bring your hands to your mouth to go forward from here with kind and loving words. And bring your hands to your heart to go forward from here with kind and loving actions. Gently blinking the eyes open, giving me a great big smile, warriors. And well done for practicing with me today. Go forward from here strong and disciplined. You've got this. Take care.